Welcome back to Terror by the Bay. I'm David. All right, I want to do a quick reading post Pennsylvania rally incident um, involving the Secret Service. Now, again, at this point, information's coming out about the shooter that was not known yesterday when I did my video, um, and there's also a lot of misinformation out there. What I do know from the stories I've read is that he's a 20-year-old male. He apparently, his father had purchased an AR-15 style gun 6 months prior. That appears to be the gun he used to shoot at Donald Trump. 3 shots were fired. One person was killed. 2 people were injured. Actually, 3 people were injured. Donald Trump appeared to have an injury to his ear. Trump is saying that it was a bullet that did that. Other reporting is saying that it's broken glass from a teleprompter. That was citing somebody who either was with the Secret Service or overheard Secret Service conversation and then related that story to TMZ. TMZ usually tries to verify stuff before they run it. So, take that for what it is. I will say, looking at Trump's ear injury, and I also looked up injuries from bullets grazing people, like on the cheek. His ear does not look like it was grazed by a bullet. Images of people getting grazed by a bullet, it looks like a horrible razor burn across their face. Like if you removed several layers of skin and have a big red mark on it. And there's no lead up to that on his cheekbone or his face to his ear. Second, if the bullet did hit his ear, you would expect to see a chunk of his ear missing. What it looks like from what I was seeing is like there's a puncture mark in his ear near the top, which would, to me, looking at it, I'm not an expert by any stretch of the imagination, but I do investigations for a living in the pharmaceutical company I work in. So I'm used to looking at data and trying to make determinations from things and see if the evidence supports those determinations. I can critically think. And it looks like there's a puncture in his ear that would be more consistent with fragmentation than a bullet hitting that. Now, mind you, again, I'm no expert in bullet wounds. Take this with a huge grain of salt. I went to Google to look at photos just to sort of back up what I assumed I was going to be seeing. And for the most part, the Google photos aligned with that. So, we'll find out more about this as the story develops. What was interesting was that also it appears that there was a private citizen who reported seeing the gunman on the roof and reported that to police or authorities, and nothing was done for a few minutes prior to the gunman shooting at Donald Trump. There is what appears to be a fake Twitter post out circulating about where a person's identifying themselves as a Secret Service agent. It's from 4chan. 4chan is notorious for conspiracy theories and non-accurate stories. Story of 4chan where the Secret Service sniper is identifying themselves, saying they had that the assassin in their sights for 3 to 4 minutes and were never given the go-ahead to shoot the assassin, and blamed the upper people in Secret Service for the delay, allowing this sniper to take a shot at Donald Trump. Now, again, it's from 4chan, which is a really sketchy site for accuracy. And when I look at it, I have a hard time believing that a Secret Service agent would identify themselves and then go on 4chan of all places to throw their superior officers under the bus. None of that makes sense. It would be completely unprofessional to do that. So give that one a really, really wildly unbelievable mark on it. Doesn't mean it's not true, but I would say it's so improbable as you might as well consider it to be false. If it's true, it'll come out. But don't hold your breath on that one. There is concern, though, that this shooter got on a roof 150 yards away from Donald Trump and got 3 shots off. And, really the question is, what's going on with the Secret Service and what's going to happen as a result of this. Okay, so what's going on with the Secret Service? Entertainment purposes only. Two of Cups. An agreement. Contracts. It could be, they have to. Trump picks the venue, and then they have to provide the security as best they can. Nobody was supposed to be on that roof, but who was in charge of ensuring that? Not sure. Crossed with the Page of Cups. Underneath is the Two of Coins. It's almost like, it would not surprise me if there was a misunderstanding that happened here. That somebody thought somebody else was doing something. It's like, oh, it's this person's job to check that. And this person thought the other person was checking that. It's like, this Page of Cups is like this confusion involving a young person. Maybe there's a new person or new people on the team, or a new policy that was put in place. But it's like, I think people have roles, and somebody new to the role didn't understand the assignment or thought somebody else was taking care of something. It's like it was a mistake. It was a mix-up. I think of that as things being mixed up here. In the past, you got the Ten of Cups here. It's Republican Party. It's a Republican rally. Trump is going to be amongst people that like him. So I'm not saying that you can be lax in your security, but you're not really worried about the folks inside the rally per se. As Trump said on January 6th, let them have their guns. They're not here to shoot me, implying they're there to shoot somebody else. Yeah. Current situation is the Page of Swords. It's just like somebody really made a mistake. This is a great card for the shooter too. I don't know if the shooter was able to talk their way in or had stuff hit. It's like the shooter got around security somehow. But yeah, this is kind of a rookie mistake that happened here. Overarching energy, the Queen of Swords. There absolutely will be an investigation into this, and people will lose their jobs. And it's, this person will probably lose their job, but it's going to be a lot of people on this detail and their bosses and their bosses' bosses who are going to lose their jobs over this. There's not going to be, there's no forgiving in this industry. The lesson to be learned is the Knight of Pentacles. Now, this could be a mercenary card. It could be that their hiring process hasn't been good, or I'm scarce to think that Trump has his favorite security details in there, and that's entirely possible that his security detail is filled with the ones that were most loyal to him in the past. But again, there's some incompetence here. Not necessarily on purpose. Information will be coming out soon. It's almost like they're going to be able to pinpoint who dropped the ball. That person, they're going to... We may not hear about it, and it's not our business to hear about it. If you think about it, it makes sense, right? Because why would the Secret Service want to say, oh, well, here's the problem, we normally have two people check the door and one person check the roof, but this time we didn't do that. So, it's like, oh, so you have three people checking a building. Okay, got it. You don't want to let that information out. So we're not going to hear about it. We might hear in the media about the highest position being fired in this. So like if it's an assistant director in the Secret Service or something like that, you'll hear about that person losing their job. And people are going to lose, you're going to get information quickly, and people will either resign or be fired quickly because of this. Okay. What's the lesson to be learned from the Secret Service with regards to this incident? What's the lesson that the Secret Service is going to learn from this? Little four-carder. The devil. I guess when it comes to Donald Trump, security's got to be extra beefed up. He's not as beloved as you'd like to think it is. They dodged a bullet, pardon the pun, on this one. Make plans for the things going forward. And yeah, you've got to vet who you've got on this. It's like double checking. You can't trust some of the people. Either they're delusional, or they're not experienced, or they're not competent. It's their job to protect. Even the Donald Trump himself, it's their job to protect him. And they've got to do a better job of that. They got away with one this time. They may not be so lucky the next time. And that's my last throw is there going to be a next time? Because once one person tries this, more people may try it. It's funny. I talk about Kim from Intuitive, INTUITIVIEW. And she was the one that was saying that we could very well have two different candidates come November. Things might look very different November than they do now. This is probably that window that she saw of a real probability that one of the candidates could have been taken out. Okay. Will there be a repeat? Will there be another attempt on Trump? All we know we're going to be an attempt on Biden too, right? Will there be another attempt on either of the candidates coming up? Strength card. Let's do a full read here. Queen of Cups. They're going to revamp things. They're going to keep it top secret. They'll probably increase the details on that. There might be some budgets that get increased here. They have to rethink their strategies and how they do things because of this. They're going to look at the holes in it. Yeah. In the past, we got the Hangman. They're going to, because of this action, they have to re-review their protocols and their policies. I think some people were taking shortcuts. They got lazy. And you need to make sure that from top to bottom, you're covered here. Asking, will anybody else, will there be another shot? It's possible. You could get another crazy person here. Somebody, it's like, if there's going to be another thing, somebody may get an idea. And they may be crazy enough to try and take justice in their own hands. These are similar cards that I got last night. Queen of Wands, you got to protect this all the way through the election. Will there be another? I think there will be attempts, but I don't think they're going to get as far as this one got. You know what I mean? They'll be stopped beforehand. It might be that they get, more intelligence gets brought in here to find folks. Now, if it's a lone wolf, it's a very difficult thing to do. If we're looking at security, they're going to look at it from top to bottom. They've got to get this right. They've got to protect the candidates all the way to Election Day. If we're talking about somebody else trying to plot it, strength card, they have to come up with a better plan and keep it secret. This assassination attempt is going to give some people some ideas. Crazy people are going to do crazy things, thinking that they've got the ability to right wrongs, like they're going to be the justice, a vigilante justice here. It's like their values are the most important things to them. This is such a passionate election. And, any time from now through inauguration, something can happen. So the Secret Service is going to have to be on their toes for the next several months. And it's funny, as I recall, after January 6th, do you remember that the Secret Service president and the National Guard were out for Biden's inauguration? Did they even get rid? I think they even prevented people from going to from attending, as I recall. I don't know if they prevented people or if they really limited it because they didn't want any more insurrections. We might see something similar to that this year. We'll leave it here. Thank you very much for watching this video and supporting my channel. I hope you found this reading insightful, and I'll catch you on the next one. Take care.